So I mentioned in the second part of the series that it's important to understand not only what your love languages are, what your partners are, so that you can communicate to them in a way that they understand and feel loved. But I also talked about how it can happen that your love languages are different. So to review, my husband's love languages are dominantly words of affirmation, and then secondly, gifts. Mine are acts of service, and then also quality time. So even if a person doesn't necessarily use your love language to communicate to you, and my husband does, he will do things for me, he will spend time with me. But as I mentioned, gifts are really important to him as well. And so he often will give gifts and put a lot of thought into them. Now, gifts don't matter to me at all. I would be just as happy if he washes dishes, if he helps me with some other kind of project that I need assistance doing. But because gifts are important to him, he does buy me gifts. On our fifth anniversary, he bought me a diamond heart necklace from Kay Jewelers. Now, when I first received the necklace, my thought was, oh, it's a beautiful necklace. Thank you so much. But then I stopped and thought, wait a minute. I know he puts a lot of thought into buying gifts. And as I started thinking about it, I realized a couple things. Let me give you a little bit of background. One of my favorite movies is Somewhere in Time. It came out around 1980, has Christopher Reeve and Jane Seymour in it. It's a romance, but it was the first movie I ever saw that involved time and how time is circular, where you don't really know where time begins. It was before Back to the Future and some of those other movies that also play on the same concept. And in fact, Somewhere in Time was one of the movies mentioned in Avengers Endgame by Rhodes when he lists off all of the time travel type movies. The movie was filmed on Mackinac Island, which is in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And in the late 1800s, they voted to outlaw motorized vehicles on the island. So the only way to get around is by horse-drawn carriage or walking or riding bikes. And the movie is filmed on the island and largely at the Grand Hotel, which is a beautiful hotel that's been there for over 100 years. It is the largest summer hotel in the world and has the longest porch of any hotel in the world. So very romantic. Having loved this movie, I always wanted to honeymoon there, and we were able to do so, and we decided to go back every 5 years. Well, around our 5 year anniversary, when Kay was promoting this particular necklace that my husband bought me, it was called the Open Heart Collection, and it was being sponsored by Jane Seymour. Jane Seymour in Somewhere in Time, filmed on Mackinac Island, where we honeymooned. You see the thought that went into this gift that he purchased for me. So had I just stopped at, oh, it's a gift, I appreciate it, it's beautiful, thank you, it would never have meant as much to me because gifts is not a primary love language for me. But knowing that it is for him caused me to think about what thought he put into it and communicated much more love to me than it would have otherwise. In my next series of videos, I'm going to talk about what your partner needs most. And let me tell you that this topic by far has been the most instrumental in helping me through challenging times in our marriage, but it can also apply to other relationships you have. So tune in next time. Please subscribe. Leave me suggestions in the comments of things you'd like to have talked about. And until next time, I'm the Communication Doc, wishing you healthy relationships through competent communication.